Okay, we're going to take a look at the Dematic conveyor and the prints. Here we have the book that you'll be looking for, and in it has an overview of where components are laid out. These blue are active rollers, and they are controlled by DMCs. These are Dematic motor controllers, and they're located outside the unit. Then the belt conveyor and the drive. Here we find the schematics, so we see the main power coming in, the VFD, notice the e-stop, or the control relay controlled by a safety relay. Here we have the PLC just getting power as well as the HMI. And in the bottom of each page, of course, you'll see the naming of it. Here is the safety relay. That's a new component for you. Basically, however, you can just know it as an input of the e-stop and a reset that we showed in the video. Anything else it does by comparing and making sure things are working. Here's the main PLC. You're going to see these little numbers, PLC-00X. That means it's the 0 module. Each module next to it becomes the 100 module, the 200 module. Example, here is the analog to digital, and it is a 1XX module. The VFD is up here, and you can see a signal comes out just like you learned in PLC class to start the VFD, some photo eyes, some relays. These are the RATs, the Rapid Automated Transfer. Remember, these are relay symbols. And those activate these relay contacts, which operate solenoids for the brake, the RAT, etc. So over here, conveyor system, all the photo eyes are input into the 200 module. And if you ever want to trace power, you just go back to that first page. Do watch out for here. You see you have your L2 and L3, 208 and 24, so make sure you know what you're measuring with. The prints continue on. These are the input-output modules connected to the motor drive, so some of the signals tell it to run, others tell if it's running, and those come into X inputs. You can see by the blueprint, it tells you what roller, and those rollers, if you look back to that first sheet, are identified here. As that continues on, we have some settings, we have some PLC modules for reference, and then we get to the ladder. The ladder, what's unique to know is this is the main program. It's of 2 pages. The next thing to note is it uses a series of subroutines. These subroutines are alphabetically stored right here. So if we want to see what makes the VFB belt conveyor go, we have to go all the way back to the VFD. Here's reset, VFD, and you see it says, I'm waiting for system started on, that's a bit in the first program, the belt must be enabled, and then we go to run. Well, let's look at this C10 term. Where did that come from? How did it turn on? So when we go here, this is called a cross-reference, and we're going to look for C10, and here we find C10. Actually, we find multiple ones of them. Then we see if we look, we've got on this line, it's a set command which would turn it on. That's in the main program, rung 4. There's another set command in RAT1. So you would have to go back to these 2 programs to see if it's been told to turn on. To turn it off, we see it here and here. We see similar things with other C bits. Normally you're looking for either the set or the out instruction. The NO or NCs are just places that are using the contact. So that's using the prints. Feel free to go back through this and get familiar with this before you start your troubleshooting bugs.